Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of the Giveback Series with Amara. It's an impact series where I sit with business leaders across different spheres of life. They will share their experiences and you will learn from them to grow yourself and grow your business. So with us today to discuss how you can start your own consulting business is Mr. Olayinka Obanimi-Oyekanmi. He is a BDSP certified consultant with over 17 years experience in sales, in marketing, in assisting people to grow their own businesses and growing his own. So he's an entrepreneur and he understands the ropes. So Mr. Olayinka, welcome to today's session.
Thank you very much, Amara. It's great to be here, and I'm looking forward to the conversation.
So first, I want to ask how you started your own consulting business. Was it like you stumbled on it or you've planned it ahead of time? Like this is the path I'm going to take in life. So just give us a background. How is it for you so that another person can, learn from
Okay.
it?
A number of things overlapped that helped me get into consulting. The first question you want to ask or people want to know is, how did you decide you wanted to be a consultant? And I always refer to that Leke Alda conversation where he said, if you have broad interest in various areas of enterprise, you probably have a calling into consulting. And that struck a chord within me because my interests were varied and they were broad. And they had been like that for time. So I believe also strongly that God brought me to that place. There's that thing about look, God taking you somewhere. And I think that also worked for me. And up till today, I still get validation from that. Because some people who are even consultants, what they find difficult, I find easy. I'm able to quickly bring out the solution. And the experiences that I had, which were also divinely led, all of them put together have helped me to stabilize and function as a consultant. And then in starting, quite a number of things also played. I was really trying to bring to bear the many things I knew. And in interacting with people, I could see the gaps that they had in their business and the desperation they had to know what to do about what the problem was. So that also called to me because many of the problems they discussed with me were things that I could just easily in having that conversation, they were able to get answers. So I began to settle down, begin to build a tiny structure about it, and then get into the system.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So that means if you are an individual or an entrepreneur that notices that when you discuss with people, you pick ideas on how you can solve their problems quickly comes to you and it makes you happy. You're happy doing it, and you can actually explore owning your own consulting business. Now, can you walk us through the first three steps the person should take, to start? Is it like register your business or write a business plan and all that? So what is it
Ooh,
for you?
this is a tricky one, but I'll try my very best.
Okay.
I think the first thing you need to do in getting into the
Okay.
consulting realm is to
Yeah.
identify what area of consulting you want to get in. Because when we use the word consulting, it's broad. You can be a bread consultant, that is, your focus is on bread alone. You can be an
Okay.
agricultural consultant, which is bigger because the whole sector. So it just depends on you knowing the area where your strength is and where you have that seeming unending flow of knowledge which you can deliver. So the first thing I think you need to do is to identify and establish the area of consulting you want to get into. The second thing is to build up your knowledge. But I'm going to say that as a two in one. Ascertain what your knowledge gaps are and build up in that regard. Once you're able to
So
get that, then you can go to the third thing where you can either register yourself as a consultant. I'm not even talking about the consulting firm, but that you yourself having some sort of something that can carry you through when you are asked questions about being a BDSP or a consultant. So it's always good when you have a body of knowledge that is certified, that you have, that you can use as a stepping stone. Because even though maybe only 1% of the knowledge you need will come from that, but a lot of it gives you validation and opens doors to you So I think those three things are pretty important.
Okay. So thank you for this step. So, when you talk, the first point you mentioned, your wealth of experience. So that means, let's say someone that has been in banking for maybe 10 years, 12 years, maybe in sales. We've been in sales. That means if you have interest, you can actually draw from your well of knowledge and build with other 4 points that you've listed to,
That's
start
correct.
off on your own. Okay. And I
That's
like the
very
part you mentioned that, yes, when you talked about the certification, it's important that there is a body, an umbrella body where, not just getting certified alone, but I know most of them will have courses that you have to take from time to time to be able to show up your knowledge, like you mentioned.
very well said.
Okay. From your early days, are there experiences you will say, okay, that, stood out to you? Maybe a mistake you made that you feel that a new person, a newbie into the consulting business, should not make, share from your mistake so that a newbie will not make same mistake.
Okay, if I get your question here, right, you're asking me
Mhm.
to share experiences that I am certain help
Exactly.
become a better consultant. All right. Number one, let me talk about skill. I think, in fact, right now, I'm convinced and I'm settled in my mind that whatever
Mhm.
business you are getting into, you have to settle the sales component of it. I think that's
Okay.
pretty important. And also, that involves us being a consultant. You need to be able to be open to the issue of sales and all of that. Another thing I would say is financial financial management.
Okay.
You should be able to handle your finances properly and know
Mhm.
understand how finances are moving through your company. And these two things
Okay.
they play a major role for you because when you sit with any group of persons or clients, potential clients, some of the questions you have answered for yourself now are the answers they are going to be asking you, are the questions they are
Mm.
going to be asking you. So you find out that you set up something this year and
Mhm.
you just put it, you by reason of your own experience, you went through that challenge and overcame for your company. 4 years down the line, somebody is going to have a similar experience from that and want that service from that your company. So you find out that you have trained yourself and you can offer solid and valuable insights because of the experiences that you have had in that matter.
Okay.
So it's something we should cherish and hold on to very carefully.
Okay. Okay. I'll also now ask about the mistakes. Is there like mistakes that you've made, that you don't want another person, like maybe someone that is viewing now, you don't want them to make same mistake that you've made in the past?
All right. One major thing every consultant must do must be to believe in themselves. Number one, believe in yourself. And in believing in yourself, you have to also struggle to grow yourself to a place of intense capability. That's one, so that you are always delivering back. Number two, another mistake I think I made was I, or let me just tell you the answer. Don't think small, think big.
Mm.
Go for the world. Don't think small. Don't hold on to small thoughts. Just think big and and pursue big projects, set up big projects and all that. So those are some of those mistakes that I think I did make. Then also third, I think another mistake or something I didn't capitalize on early was collaborations. You have to look for
Okay.
solid and tangible collaborations early on. The quicker you're
Mm.
able to collaborate, whether same size collaboration, upper collaboration, lower collaboration, by that I mean you and the person at the same level, that's the type of collaboration. The person is higher than you, that's what I call the
Mhm.
upper collaboration, or you are higher than the person. Just look for tangible collaborations and engage them. Those things will also help you to move fast and well.
I, I agree. There's nothing as very good partnerships, collaborations, partnership. They help you grow and, in leaps and in bounds. Thank you, Mr. Olayinka. So as we are wrapping up, what is one consulting shortcut you discovered by accident? Just share with us. Like
Well, I
shortcuts,
won't
so that we don't have to, or there are no shortcuts in consulting. Just have to
well,
go
I,
all the
I
way.
don't know whether to say shortcut, but I'll talk about a tool which I engage very readily. It's almost completely secured in my head now, but I think it is, which helps general consulting particularly, or if you are consulting within the enterprise space, and that's the business model canvas. I think as a consultant, you need to master it. It's something you have to sit on, look at again and again, and think about it. I think it will help in your consulting business.
So I was asking about the business model canvas
Okay,
that you
okay,
mentioned. Yes. So can you just do like just a short explanation or summary of what it's all about, and how
okay,
people can key into it?
okay.
Yes.
The business model canvas, it helps you to um, have a broad initial and continuing overview of your business. What it does is that it has 9 boxes. So at the
Mm-hmm.
center, you have the vision of the business. That is, what is the business about? What does the business want to
Okay.
achieve? What is the
Mm-hmm.
so they don't have vision, but what is the business about? Somewhere in the center there is where it is. On one side are the inputs, on the other side are the outputs. So it talks about it reviews your marketplace, like who are your
Mm-hmm.
partners, what are the
Okay.
resources you need, how
Okay.
much money do you need on one side. On the other side, it looks at who is buying your goods, where will you find them, do you understand? How much money will you make?
Mm-hmm.
It talks about your revenue. One side talks about cost, how will you reach your customers, your strategic partners, all those things on one side. On the other side, it looks at how all the inputs, the things that are coming into the company, including the revenue. So if you have it, you can use it to design your company short term and long term. It's an
Long time.
extremely useful tool.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you very much for your time. Just one last word for the person that does not know, for people, for our viewers, that maybe someone that's trying to start their own business and just stumbled on this video and will want to start their own consulting business. Just maybe a
All
line
right, the
message.
first thing is I will encourage the person. In the current Nigeria, there's a dearth of knowledge, and that lack of
Hmm.
knowledge is growing. So the
Okay.
need for consultants is unending. I know that within the next 20 years, there will be an aggressive need for consultants. So if you are thinking about it, prepare yourself, train yourself. You are going to have a lot of work that you want to do, that you are going to have to do. That is the first thing I'll tell you. Number two, be encouraged. Look, um, do the work. There's a lot of work involved and needed in being a consultant. Be
Okay.
adaptable. Sometimes you are trying to get into this area of consulting, but it's difficult, it's not yielding for you. There may be something close by that is similar. There's so much expertise that is lacking in Nigeria. There are
Hmm.
areas of consulting that there's nobody there. So if you can find out those things and adapt yourself to them, you do well as a consultant.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your ideas, your experiences, and so that people like me and our viewers will, learn from and grow.
Thank
Have a
you.
blessed day, sir.
Thank you very much, Amara. I really appreciate it. All right, then.
All right, bye.